Hello out there, subscribers and friends. This is Surviving 2 coming at you with another video. Hello out there in YouTube land. Well, I'm kind of back at you again. I was watching a video the other day from Be Active Life, and he had a sharpening system that was really compact, really nice. Now, I've got one made by the same people. I've been meaning to make a video on this for a while, but I just hadn't, and it made me get off my butt after seeing that video and get this video done. So this is what mine consists of, not the rag. The rag is mine. It comes with 4 rods up here in this upper section that I'll show you about what it does with the stones here in a minute. Comes with a sharp point stone, a bracket to hold the knife and the stones so you can sharpen with, a coarse diamond stone, a fine diamond stone, and then an Arkansas stone, and then some oil for the Arkansas stone. Now, you really don't need any oils or water with these. They work just fine without it. I've been using them without it with no problem. They don't seem to be wearing down in the least. So let me I've been sharpening with this for quite a while. I do this one every now and then when I need bigger items, let's say, to sharpen. That way I can just run them across the different stones. As you can tell, I've kind of worn that one out almost. It's getting kind of bowed, so I'm going to have to get me a new coarse stone. And then I've shown you this before. This is what I strop my knives with. I've got a compound that I put on here, and then I just put this down on my foot and I do my knives. So I've got a couple of little knives. I got a little, here's an old case knife right here that I've got. It's a little 3-blade knife. It's getting kind of dull. And then I've got this little bitty stainless steel knife. It's kind of a, I guess you could call it a gentleman's knife. Not much, just a little on-end thing, but oh my God, as you can see, that thing is dull. So I need to sharpen it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up, and then I'll get back to you in just a second. Alright, I'm back at you. Let me get my stool over here where I can work on stuff. Now, the little sharpener thing, the holder for the knives and all, what it does is you unscrew this screw here. 2 wings fold out and they fold up like that. Then you tighten it back down and it keeps them from moving, so they keep a steady position. Your knife will go down into this portion. You'll unscrew it, and come to find out, my 2 little knives are too small for going in here, so I'm going to have to do them by hand. So I'll just set them aside for a minute, and to show you what's going on, I'll take my Blackie Collins neck knife here and I'll load it up in there. And what you do is there's a, let me show you, see if I can show you this or not. There's a little notch right up here at the very end to where you put the back side of the blade into that notch and lock it in place, and then you tighten it all down. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Slide it in there and keep unscrewing the screw till I get it to where it'll fit in there all the way. Alright, now I make sure that it's setting flat in that groove. At its pivot point. slide it up just a smidgen. Alright, right there. Now then, I've tightened this top screw to hold it kind of in place, and check the back of the knife and see if it's in place. No, it's not. It's off centered a little. So I need to loosen it up and work it into there a little better. There we go. I felt it click in just then. Alright. Make sure I get both sides right. And both sides are down in to that portion to lock it in. Once I tighten that screw down, then I come back to this one and it kind of jacks it up a little bit and adds a little bit more pressure to it so that it holds it in place. So now it's all rock solid. Now these two guides right here and right here, they're for the stones. I'll just take two of the rods out, my coarse diamond and my fine diamond, and I'll take and naturally start off with the coarse a little bit. Now the bottom one is 20 degrees, the top one is 25, and I like to run my knives at about 20 degrees. So I just stick it in that hole and lay the sharpener against the knife, and then I'll sit there and work it like that, and sit there and just go along and work that edge all the way up and down and back and forth, and getting a good flat contact with the knife edge, and just keep sharpening it away. And eventually I'll look at it and I'll see how I'm doing, see if I need to take more off in one place or another. So if I need to take more off, I just go back after it and sit there and continue doing that. Now once I get it to the point where I want it, I'll take and just sit there and go back and forth like this, and that'll give me a good, I'll do it real lightly too, that'll give me a good indication on the blade as to where the stone is actually touching, so I can see the difference in where the grinds are. So once I see that, I know, and I get it all the way down and get all that rough edge off and get it down to a finer point, I'll take that one off. Naturally I'll do the other side too. I try and do them equally. Then I'll screw in this other rod, put it back in the same, and sit there and do the same thing. Just real lightly go over it for a little bit till I get it scuffed back up again, so I can see where the stone is contacting the blade at, and make sure I get it all. I'll look at it again, make sure I get it all kind of flat, get it looking good, and then when I'm ready to finish it up, I'll just take and sit here and do this with it. I'll just do that back and forth, just back and forth real lightly, and that cuts that edge down to a nice razor sharp edge. So anyway, that is the Smith sharpening system. Kind of like it. It makes it pretty easy to sharpen with. Don't have to worry about angles. I'm not the world's best angle person, but I can do fair. I can get close usually. I kind of forgot to tell you how to clean your diamond stones. All I do is, well, I take a little rag, and I've got it hanging up right now because I've already cleaned it. But I take a rag and I wipe them off. It's just like an old cotton t-shirt. You saw it when I opened the case up. And I wipe them off, and eventually they'll even get so dirty that the rag won't get anything out of it. So you have to take them in and take the rag itself and get it soapy and just wash down the stones, and they'll go ahead and clean on up. These will clean up real good. Now I took the Arkansas stone and I hit it on the knife, and then I took and stropped, but I actually don't strop. What I do when I use this, I've got some buffing compound that I put on it, and what I'll do is I'll take my finger and I'll just kind of like go along the edge of it, go along the edge of the knife this way. I don't drag the knife back and forth across the strop. Or sometimes I'll take it, depends on how I want to do it, I'll take it like this and just lay it down here and just sit there and rub on this edge and polish that edge up real good. So that's it's already transferring some on there and polishing it a little bit, but you got to be careful not to get over onto the edge too much, otherwise you'll have a problem. And get that cleaned off of there, and I'll get a magnifying glass around back here and see if I can get the light right where you can see that edge. You can't hardly see that edge. See if I can move that out a little bit and get it to focus better. Nope, maybe this way. Yeah, you can kind of see the edge a little, but not much. Maybe y'all can see it better out there than I can through this viewfinder. But it got it sharp enough that I need to. See this little bitty stick? No, it's what, smaller than my pinky finger, and that's what I did for a feather stick. And if you don't think so, that's all I need it for. This is as sharp as I need it. Everybody does paper out there and shows how sharp their knives are. I hate to tell you, I'm not going to run into paper out there in the damn woods to cut up, but I will run into sticks, and I'll need to do this. So if your knife can do one that small, then you're doing good. It's as sharp as you need it to be. And I think I pretty much covered everything, so that's about it. Y'all take care out there. Later. I want to thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more in the future that I put out, just subscribe. Until then, later.